And we're live! Hey folks, Robert Lee here, the founder and executive video producer of Shala Productions, where we create marketing videos, as well as focusing on the education and the medical field and providing live streaming services, as well as a specialty in pop culture. And I'm here with...
Hi everyone, Matt Haas here. I have a lot of YouTube channels. I'm a YouTube expert, and you can find everything about me at allthingsyoutube.com, including my course with 32 free lessons. Go ahead, sign up for the course. 32 free lessons. Hello, who needs Prime Day? 32 are free. So I'm glad to be here talking video production. I'm ready to go.
Exactly. Before we do, I just thought I'd get a quick update on the YES program. How are things going with the YES program there, Matt?
The third lesson has been delivered. I deliver one a week, and if you don't recall, the YES challenge is a video editing challenge. It's not a contest, no prizes. R. Neal Media, hello, my friend Steve Nealon. It's going good. Yeah, not a contest. What you get out of it is more video editing skills and skills that have an impact on your YouTube channel, a positive impact. Also, skills that are easy. So everything in this challenge is easy to do and has a big impact. So that's what I was, and it's going good. Yeah, I mean, not quite sure exactly what to say about it. I'm delivering the lessons. People are doing the lessons. I thought I would have more issues with technical help, but it seems like the students are working through, you know, the challenges and learning how to use their software, because let's face it, there are many different video editing applications out there, and most people are an expert in one, maybe two. But yeah, no, it's good. We got a good group, good support system, and people are ultimately going to make better videos, and that's what I'm psyched about.
Yep. I mean, I signed up, and today was lesson 3, which was neat, which was about, if you don't mind me sharing with the others,
Yeah,
it was
please.
with the J cut. And it's pretty neat because I haven't really thought much about it in terms of just exercising the creativity and upping our editing game in terms of capturing audience's attention and stuff. So it was pretty fun, and safe to say that if you do sign up for the YES course, you can see what I put up there. Let's just say, like, I probably won't be napping anytime soon in front of the camera, and then leave it at that.
Yeah, I liked your exercise, your assignment that you turned in. And the thing about this, video editing can be a long, tedious task, but that's not what I'm focusing on. You can do a short 1-minute exercise, slap it together, and learn the skill. That's the important part, learning the skill. And your lesson, it followed the letter of the law. It worked. I liked it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always neat to be able to exercise some creative liberties to it. So which is a really a cool thing about it, which I love about it.
And that's what I love about people. That's why I love everyone who watches the shows here, because they're all creative. They're all creative. It doesn't matter what if you're on YouTube making videos about any topic, you're creative, and I love seeing what people come up with. I love it. It never gets old.
Nope, never does. Speaking of old, just I know it's a little bit of a weird segue, but it was one that I had teased earlier about what the mystery topic was about, which is my theories and thoughts about LinkedIn Live. So let me just hit the old graphic before we get into it. Hope I get the right one here. So yeah, so the topic of the day is about LinkedIn Live, and And my theories as to why I think it's a lot harder to get than it should be. And I know Matt off camera had mentioned that he had some thoughts too, which I'm really dying to hear because, well, since I pretty much know what my thoughts are, it gets a little bit old. but but I think I've teed it up enough. So here are my thoughts. Now,
Paul
LinkedIn.
Weber showed up from Love Audio Production. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
All the
Let me
way from the UK.
let me just get that up there.
How's our audio, Paul? Paul, check our audio. Is my audio good levels compared to Robert's?
Yep, was doing a little bit of adjusting earlier just to make sure that I didn't sound too loud. Too loud? I don't know if that's the right grammar, but I mean louder than him. But I think I got it right. But
Cool.
I still
Cool,
reserve
cool,
the
cool.
right to be wrong. Oh God, what was it? Oh yeah, so LinkedIn Live. So yeah, so I know a lot of people are really itching, like me, big time, to be able to gain access to LinkedIn Live to be able to live stream directly. In fact, one of the chief motivations of doing a live stream program is to be able to do that. But as you can tell, not everything can go to plan. So that's why I'm fortunate to be able to do it on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live, just starting last week and this week. So oh God, I'm starting to get off track as to my theories as to why I think it's hard to get on LinkedIn Live. So here are my thoughts. Okay, in my opinion, I think they have an identity crisis. And when I say identity crisis, I'm thinking they're not really sure as to what market are they really focusing on. Now, Facebook has touted themselves as more community building, and sometimes I describe LinkedIn as like a professional version of Facebook, and so you get mostly, for lack of a better description, a lot of folks in their profession trying to reach out to other folks within their profession, and I think that it's almost as if they're trying to figure out like, are they really focusing on being more like Facebook as one to be able to focus on the community, or are they more really because it's a business uh, tool, business resources, where I've seen a lot of folks where they do get the premium account, I think that's what's called, where you're able to gain a greater access to other members in the LinkedIn community that they could use as a lead gen. And because it's a paid feature, my thinking is that, are they debating about whether they want to be more business service where they can use LinkedIn Live as an add-in feature when you uh, do like a premium account? And it's almost like the idea of not really sure as to where they want to go is probably why they're still stuck in the beta mode. And it's and I'm not exactly sure as to why it would take them that long to decide which lane to go. I mean, I understand that they only have like one chance and they want to blow it, but if you don't really pick a lane to where to go to, you're just gonna be stuck in that indefinite pause mode as to which way to go. That was my initial thought as to why it's so hard to get into. Now, anything more is just getting more into the details of the weeds of that, but that's the primary the primary reason as to why I think that's the case.
So in other words, they're saving it as a premium feature.
Yeah, and I think that as a result of that, they're trying to be more picky when they release access to others that use it. But um, but in terms of how it's being used, that's another subject. But in terms of why it's there's such a bigger delay, I think that's probably it, because the minute they release that to everybody, it's going to be hard to put the genie back in the bottle if they want to like go the paid route.
And that's the key point. Maybe we should just summarize the issue for those that might not know. Live streaming on the LinkedIn service is only reserved for a select few who they let into the club. And our theories are, why is that? What are they doing behind the scenes? What decisions are they making to keep it in this perpetual a state where they're keeping everyone out? Why are they doing it? Okay. All right. So, okay, that is that the overarching theory, or are there sub theories you have, or is that it? Are there other crazy ideas that you have?
a little bit, maybe a
Hey, get
slight subset.
controversial, brother. Come on, do it.
All right. I just don't want to like be coming off where I'm like 100% soapbox before I even hear your thoughts. But here's the other thing in the follow up of the identity crisis, and that's I got to be careful because my analogy skills are a bit erratic here. So I'm gonna try this again. Again, being I haven't used in a while. So anyway, so YouTube is an op- is a is an is an open forum in that everyone has access to it as to what the content that they created, and you get a lot of creators, whether it's entertainment or entrepreneurial like spirit, whether they're trying to provide a service or a product or what have you.
Everyone has access to LinkedIn content. No LinkedIn content is gated, is it?
Uh, Not the content, but I think the access to other members as to what they can see. So, if you have a LinkedIn account, you have the ability to set like different privacy mode as to what you can reveal. And I think when you get the premium account, if you're not directly related to someone, I'm sorry, connected with someone, or I can't even get the term right. When you're not directly linked in to someone, you have a limited access of the information that you see that's posted publicly. And believe that with the premium account, it allows you to get a little bit more access uh, some of those
Posts.
link, yeah,
Posts.
no, the person's profile in
Oh,
LinkedIn. So, but in terms of the post, if anything, I think that you would be able to see their posts if you have some sort of connection or if you follow them. There's no barriers to say that you can't follow a person, but I think but where the premium comes in handy to some of those are used as lead generation is that you're able to see more description about that person. Um, if you're not
okay. So
connected, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
can I play this back to make sure I get it straight in my head?
Okay.
So LinkedIn will hide members of the general population from you unless you pay up, and then you will have access to more users' information.
Right. So
And YouTube, everyone can see everyone. That's what you're saying. Okay.
right. So you get to see more about the person's profile or account.
Okay.
So
Does this tie into their live streaming decisions, theory, or controversy? How does that tie in?
so I'm looking at it as more of a branding issue where because YouTube is open to everyone, whether regardless of the content. I think LinkedIn, because they're positioning themselves more as a professional or a business forum, that they're being very selective of the content that they're curating that they make available publicly through through live streaming efforts. So uh, I think as a result of that, they're trying to control the brand or the professional setting. I mean,
See, I think you're dancing around my theory.
okay, before I go further, let me hear your theory.
Okay. All right. I have another theory after this, but I'll just drop this one.
All right.
And yeah, live streaming is difficult, folks. It's hard to live stream well. I mean, anyone can technically do it. That's not what I'm talking about. But to do it and grab the attention of the people watching, that's not easy. And my theory is they don't want everyone and their brother doing it because it's going to put a lot of mediocre content out there on the platform. And they don't want it. I think you basically said the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost as if maybe it's a better way to look at it is like those private clubs where they want to select the Patreons that are in there as to the type of clientele they want to bring in there, as analogous with what they're doing on LinkedIn, where they're if they're trying to focus on a professional business setting, that they want to make sure that the people that have the access is all about a professional business. I mean, it drives me nuts is that as a result of that, the type of content you see there is similar, and that the only thing different about it is what service that they're trying to present, but the messaging is the same, whether it's the type of video marketing, thoughts, thought leaders in terms of like, I'm just jumping around the different topics, but a lot of times when they talk about work-life balance, they're just stressing the same points about just having a well-balanced approach where you got to take care of yourself as well as taking care of your business, and it's all fine. I mean, it's not like the content is wrong. It's almost as if it'd be nice if they provide specific examples to differentiate them as to like how they differ in terms of the thought or advice that they give them. And I know that I must drive them nuts because I've gone back to them a couple times every time I apply for the for the LinkedIn Live application, and just letting them know that they let me in there, I can really break up the monotony in terms of the content to put out there, because there's only so much you can take of the idea of like video is important. Yeah, you need you can use video to stand out. Yeah, but okay, what are you gonna say to help you stand out? And that's where it's almost as if they dance around the answer, and I'm not sure if it's because it's done purposely because they don't want to give away the secret sauce or whatever. And I'm thinking, come on, throw them a nugget or something like that. I mean, come on. I mean, I think what was cool, like when we talked to Chris earlier about LinkedIn Live, and he was going into about the we talked about the background, like what's behind you and helping you standing out there. I mean, it's good that he's providing some substance in terms of differentiating as to how to use videos effectively with their how they present themselves. And I slightly deviate from the idea about just helping stand out, where if you're trying to make a great impression, you want to make sure that you don't have like holes in your shirt or have I was gonna say holes in the wall, but you get the idea. And I don't know if it's a direct result from what we talked about, but the past week or two, I'm starting to see similar messaging of that subject where, to be taken seriously, you want to have a professional background. I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, it's good that they're getting the word out, but it's good to have a little bit of diversity too, because it's just gonna get drowned out in the sea of videos of people saying the same messages, where it's almost like for them to stand out, it's almost that they're just providing the same information, but it'd be nice if they kind of deviate from it, whether it's a specific example of how you stand out, or maybe a slight variant of it. So,
No.
but that's to the point that that's how guarded they are as to how they provide the beta access to LinkedIn Live. But as a result of it, you're starting to see a lot of bland content because they're all following suit, and it drives me nuts.
All right. I got some questions if we want to
Okay.
not change stay on the subject, but
Okay.
kind of go a slightly different direction. So you are a video editing professional. You're the executive producer of Shalalala Productions.
Okay.
All about the video. I presume you're dropping videos on LinkedIn Live everywhere. Is that the case? Are you killing it with video? Not live video, uploaded videos.
Well, I've been, I haven't provided new video of it, and I'm not sure if it's because of my how do I put this? My views towards them that had me sour that slightly. So most of the content I've been putting up there has been live video. To your point, I when I do put up a different video, it has stand out, but I suspect that it may be just like how I tee it up with the description with the video. but
So
I
I have some thoughts. Okay,
okay.
so
I'm listening.
like, if I were you, and I really, really wanted LinkedIn Live, or really wanted that golden ticket to stream live to LinkedIn, if I really wanted that, I'd go the opposite direction and I would pump so many awesome videos on the service that get a lot of likes, that get a lot of views, all the metrics go off the charts, killing it with video to make myself stand out as a video expert and someone who would be good at live streaming. In other words, I'd kill it in video to such a degree that LinkedIn would have no other option but to pay attention to me and give me the live streaming capabilities. So can you consider changing your tactic? Instead of saying, I'm kind of mad at LinkedIn and I'm holding back because they're not giving me what I want, do the opposite. Don't hold back. Go all in on video, uploaded video.
Yeah, I could. I don't know. I mean, I think as soon as I adopt that the mindset that you describe, I mean, uh, I should. I don't know. I think because I'm a little bit more hell bent in terms of just going the other way of providing the live stream content, just because it's a platform that I enjoy, just because it's a different approach than providing a an edited a polished piece, just because a lot of the video marketing content that I see there, they talk about being authentic, be yourself, and that's true. I mean, when the videos that people post there, that they're being true to that, but it loses that the essence of being live, where anything can happen, and as a result of that, I don't know. I guess somehow it gets a little bit lost in the process of how it's presented. Uh,
Well,
but
that's a
I
fair point. But if I really, really wanted to service, I'd be dropping images. I'd be dropping edited videos. I would work on, what do you want to call it? The retention, or I would work on making high quality stuff so that when you put in your application for the 5th time, hey, give me live streaming, they can look at your account and go, oh, this guy's producing. This guy is valuable. People are resonating with the content this guy's putting out. Okay, sure. He gets LinkedIn Live.
the other
That's kind of how I would deal with it.
I think because also that video is another element of how folks have get their points out. I've been trying to do a balanced approach where, yes, I post videos, but I think what's invaluable is that the level of engagement of just being able to engage with other members in the community in terms of just responding to their
That's
videos. I'm sorry, go
is
ahead.
is LinkedIn really a place to go watch a show? Because what you're talking, when you're live, it's a show. You're interacting with people on a show.
Right.
People go there to surf the timelines of their friends and colleagues. It's a business decision to shift LinkedIn into a place to host shows. And maybe that's part of it too.
Well, a lot of it because they're really big on the big name influencers. So like like Gary Vaynerchuk, or I'm trying to remember how to pronounce the woman's last name, but she was like on Shark Tank and she has like her own live streaming. I've seen other colleagues of mine that are at the same level as as me, but they have ability have the access to LinkedIn Live, which to their credit, I'm happy for them. Although it's kind of like, but it's just the idea that of the content they put up there. I mean, I do see that they get some engagement, but I think from an earlier discussion we had about it, that balance between having content out there where you're engaging with the public versus something that's did we call it like a polished piece that they use that they would just cut out and then upload to as like a standalone,
Like an edited video or like a promo edited from a live video? Is that what you're talking about?
Not a promo, but you know, like how like we're talking about, like unless you're like really polished in front of the camera, where they edit a portion out of it as like a thought piece. Um,
And not the biggest fan of that model.
right. So I mean, it's almost like it's a little bit all over the place where I don't see them using LinkedIn Live as you like to see it, that's being used like in a YouTube Live or a Facebook Live, where um, it's almost like they kind of forget that the people there that are watching it, because they're doing, they're just kind of if you pardon the expression, just jibber jabbering on in front of the camera, and it's
That's well, that goes back to the point. It's hard to do live well.
right.
It's it's tough.
So my point is, if they put me out there, if they put me in, coach, I'll show them how it's done live.
But
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 the,
put yourself in their shoes. Like, are you an A-list content poster on the service? Are you, do you have a large following already of people that engage with your stuff on the platform?
and so that's another point that I shoot myself in the foot, where one of the things that they have identified, well, they asked me directly, is like how how many followers or how many people connected to, and they see I'm like in the mid 900s, and most of the people that have it have at least 1,000 people, and and I point out to them that for me, when I connect with people, it's because I either have like a direct connection, or I know the person, and I just don't try to accept people just to pad stats, just
Gotta
because
play the game,
it
brother. You gotta play the game that's their rules. It's
it
their platform. You don't own LinkedIn. if,
well,
if they
no, I mean, I
if they
understand
want
that.
if they want 1,000 subscribers, get 1,000 subscribers or
I,
connections.
Well, yeah, but I'm pointing out to them that it just defeats the whole purpose. Where if you're trying to engage meaningful connections and trying to have a good dialogue, you want to make sure that you're connected with people that you know, as well as trying to safeguard from avoiding about. There's a term that another colleague had told me about, which they call pitch slap, and that's the idea where like you connect with someone, and then it's where the guys of wanting to be able to get to know with you, but then they would start off with a pitch, and to minimize that, I'm just very selective as who I connect with, just for the fact that.
Well,
But yeah, to your point, I do understand that to play the game, you gotta um, accede to what they're suggesting. But I'm just trying to like keep things on the up. I guess I'm a little bit too much on the up and up, and try to use it as to what it's supposed to be used as. If it's a community, you want to engage with your community, or at least the people that you directly connect with. You have like some sort of connection, so it's not like it's only purely platonic because it's just only business because they see a service that you have, and they want to like offer you a service for it. I'm like, but I mean, but if it's like they want to pick my brain about like on common interests or or just common goals, that's a little bit different. But I think because like I'm trying to use it the way it's intended to be, I do shoot myself in the foot, which I admit. But at the same time, I think that it's more meaningful where you have maybe not 1,000, but at least of the 800 or 900 people you connected with, that not only you know who they are, but at least as to the reasons that you connect with, other than just like another statistic to help you get to the other thing. Um, yeah, so
no, I have another theory.
let's hear it.
It's expensive. As a platform, catching that video and serving it out is an expensive thing to do with server and bandwidth and repeaters and all the stuff. So they would have to scale up their hardware to handle it.
The other thing is that with LinkedIn, you need a third party platform to be able to live stream directly to it. So one of the pluses for those that have a StreamYard account is that it allows you the ability to live stream into LinkedIn, because they have that ability. I don't know if does Ecamm allow you to live stream into LinkedIn?
Well, it would allow you to do it with RTMP codes.
I'll have to look into that because I'm not sure if you can. I know like with vMix that you can't stream.
There's no default. I mean, I don't see any interface item on Ecamm that does that. I mean,
Because like with LinkedIn, you need a third party software that has a access uh into LinkedIn to be able to do
through
that.
the API, they don't give you. No, it's Facebook, Periscope, YouTube are like the embedded partners in Ecamm.
Right.
But you can do the, give it the stream key method.
I don't think
Twitch.
you can,
I'm sorry,
though.
Twitch as well. Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, and it's built in the Restream.io. And what's Switchboard Live? That must be something else. But no LinkedIn
Yeah.
as default. But again, give me my stream key, give me my server URL. Boom, I'm using Ecamm all day long.
Yeah, because like they have like relations like with Social Restream, Wirecast, Wowza, Switcher Studio, to name a
They need to
few.
get in with the big boys. I mean, come on.
But it's but you see the connection that all those are like paid services, and so it's almost like that's another added expense to be able to get into to LinkedIn, where you need to have like a third party to get into that. So it's an investment there. In
It's
fact,
tough.
some of the advertisement, or at least the service they have, they tie in with their LinkedIn marketing service or what have you, and they're talking about having these LinkedIn live events and as a way to be able to leverage your LinkedIn Live. But then it's almost circular. Like to be able to get into LinkedIn events to host an event, you need LinkedIn Live. But to be able to have LinkedIn Live, you need like a third party software to be able to get into that. So it's like, ugh. So it adds up for sure. So
Maybe they'll open it up to other streaming apps. And another idea that I had is, well, I guess it just goes back to what kind of business do they want to run, because LinkedIn is a lot of chunked content, a lot of little disparate pieces of things that people can go and they can see the JPEG. They can see the URL and read the article, and they can see the post, and they can engage, consume. It's rapid fire when you're a user on the LinkedIn platform, and then you get to a live stream. Now you're sucked in for an hour. It's that's why people are like, oh yeah, I have 100 watchers on Twitch. Well, guess what? 100 people watching you is far more impressive than getting 100 views on an uploaded YouTube video, because an uploaded YouTube video is usually like 5 minutes, but you got 100 people watching you for an hour like that. So business decision. Do they want to turn LinkedIn into oh, now look, oh, that's on Facebook. Okay. I was like, I haven't seen many comments on YouTube. I thought maybe YouTube kind of got stuck, but Portal Woodworks is over there on Facebook. Hi, Portal Woodworks. Mr. David Jones.
hey, David.
Hey, you got a Jibber Jabber fan. Check it out.
Well, I think it was like a comment we made earlier about Jibber Jabber. So
Robert does a show called The Jibber Jabber Show. Is that
on
still
live
going
stream,
on?
it's on live streaming, friend. So, but I don't think we've
Oh, it's not public. Oh,
no.
my.
So
Okay.
but,
Well, yeah. So anyway, yeah, LinkedIn might be a little gun shy about turning their platform where you can engage with 100 different users in an hour down to, let's have this one user take the time for a whole hour of one person, through a whole hour-long show. It's a business decision. It might be, and maybe they're moving slow. I mean, it's efficacy. Have you ever heard that term in tech? They want to prove out the efficacy of a new feature. YouTube does it all the time. When they take away a feature or they add a feature, they roll it out that to like 5% of the population gets it, and then they start tracking everything about it to prove out the efficacy of the new feature to see if it serves the purpose that they want it to serve. Make it public.
Well, let me. I'll have to talk to John about that. I'm not sure about that, but I'll let him know that there's interest there. So
It's conflicting a time slot with the Mind Equals Blown show, right? Isn't it 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, the Jibber Jabber show?
not always, but generally on a Thursday. Yeah, so
Okay.
we might push it to I think 7:30, but it's a fluid time slot. That's for sure.
Fluid time slot. Okay, so more to come, Portal. More to come.
But yeah, well, I guess. But I mean, yeah, I mean, to your point, those are some of the theories I have there regarding LinkedIn Live. But and I think
Switch
the
out my headphones. Sometimes the earbuds bother me. I've got.
for me, like it gets tangled up on the hoodie, so I have to be careful with the clothesline. Although the other day, when I got them in there, they're great, but I forgot like it has short slacks. So I had to get an extension cord so that way I don't run the risk of clotheslining myself if I had to like grab something in the next room, kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
but all right, let me see. All right,
Oh, now Portal Woodworks found his way over to the YouTubes.
okay.
Slap like now.
There he is.
All right. I'll put a
Does
like
the
on it.
does the icon looks a little different?
Yes. Yes. His icon for Facebook is a CNC carved version of his logo, and his logo on YouTube is the actual graphic.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my eyesight's playing tricks on me there.
Nope. Nope. Hey, Portal even subscribed. Thank you for the subscription to Shalalala Productions.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. As they say, I appreciate and welcome all the support. So appreciate it, guys. So I'm a little bit empty in the tank there on LinkedIn Live. So let's.
Well, we can wrap up the show. I mean, that's fine with me.
So I thought before I do that, just to see like if you had any thoughts or anything that we. Now that we have a little bit of time there, so if there's anything that's on your mind.
Well, I certainly need, just for myself, I need to know more about the idiosyncrasies of the platform, because I have been really standoffish on the platform for a while. Mm-hmm. And now that our company switched owners, the owners are all about the staff being on social media. And they'll even prompt you. They're like, we had this article, go ahead and retweet it and push it out on LinkedIn and whatever. So I have been trying to like my company's stuff, and I reshare my company's stuff. And every now and then I'll, what do you call it? Subscribe to someone or be connected to someone. I don't know what the verb is, but.
Oh, LinkedIn.
Okay. I linked in some of my colleagues.
Yeah.
So I've just been slowly kind of
Yeah.
ramping up my presence, and I'm only keeping it my full-time job. I'm not intermingling it with my live streaming or my YouTube channels or anything like that.
Wait a minute. Ah! So.
Whoops.
Oh, wait a minute.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got if folks are interested in getting a coaster there, just drop me an email and let me know where you like to send it. You can just send it to.
I lost my little sign that had my PO box. But
anyway. Oh, you don't have that?
Well, it's not handy.
Okay.
I know my PO box. It's PO Box 571, Enola, Pennsylvania, 17025 hyphen 0571.
I don't know my hyphen.
Rewind if you need that PO box.
But oh god, I just had a. Oh yeah, so yeah, I mean with LinkedIn, I mean, if anything, I think that they're just trying to like look at it as the professional Facebook. So pretty much what you do on Facebook is just the same in LinkedIn, but just different audience. So I mean, it's there. So I'm kind of like of the like mind, but at the same time, just trying to use it to my advantage. But
I mean, don't people go to LinkedIn when they're looking for a job and then sort of back off? Like that's what you used to do.
Yeah, that now they pivot from job seekers to lead generation. So it's I forget like who it was last week, but I to their point, I can understand how it comes off a bit too salesy in terms of the content, maybe too infomercially in terms of what they post up there. But I think a lot of it is just I think that of it's more on the messaging, the marketing of how they use it. So because it's use it as a social medium, sometimes in a business platform like a B2B to convert into like in a social setting, there's going to be some hiccups. So maybe in 5 or 10 years it's going to look a lot different, but I imagine how they use it's going to be the same like they do with Facebook. Fun stuff.
I'd have to think about what I would want to sell if I was doing lead generation. I mean, on my full-time job, I can't sell anything. I mean, I work for full-time. I'm not going to sell that skill set on the open market. And from my wood shop, I'm exclusively building stuff for YouTube videos. So I'm not taking on any work. Like I don't want anyone saying, Matt, build me this, Matt, build me that.
Right.
Because it's probably not suited for my geek-centered, pop culture-centered channel.
Right.
And I mean, I could point people to my YouTube course. Maybe I could be more of a YouTube expert. But
yeah.
I don't know. I get job offers all the time for my full-time job. They're like, hey, we need business analysts here. We need business analysts there. And they'll call me. They call me on the phone. Like, hi, I'm such and such. I'm trying to find applicants for the job. You know, there's a insurance company, health insurance company within walking distance of my house. Big complex.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, come work there. Like, oh. But yeah, I mean, I'm not selling widgets. You know? I'm not an author of a book. I'm not the I don't know. Gary Vee likes it. I know that. Gary Vee is all over LinkedIn, and he's not wrong.
He's big on LinkedIn and he's big on text messaging. So it's I signed up for his text messaging thing, and I forget like the first message he said something like, yeah, like here's a generic disclaimer type of text, but the next one he gets, it's really me. And I'm like, okay, if it's really you, and I sent some sort of question. I forget how I phrased it, but it's just more like along the lines like, if he's open to like going on a live stream together, and I was telling him about the LinkedIn problems I've had, and the response I got was really nebulous, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's like one of his handlers that's responding, or if it's what is it? Well, I definitely know it wasn't one of those pre-made answers, just because the way it was answered, it just was very odd. But I don't know.
He's a big fish. He would be hard to land as a guest on your show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for me, I was just testing to see like if it was really him responding or if it was one of those. So,
and that's not a slam on you. I mean, he wouldn't come on my show either. I don't think he would. I don't want to speak for him. But.
Oh no, I just that a lot of times I'll like either on the YouTube or I forget if it's like Twitter or something like that. I'll just check out of the people that he does connect with us, how they approach him. But I mean, in terms of how he interacts with them, I mean, it's good that he pays attention to the people that follow him or listen to him. But I think
Well, he pays attention to everyone, even his audience. That's his thing. He's like he's big on that. He's like, don't you got he's all about connection.
But the
Really
thing
is.
that kills me was, I think it was on Twitter. He posted a tweet something along the lines like, "Hey, follow me at blah blah blah," and someone said something like, "If we follow you, will you be able to follow back or tweet back?" And he said something like, "No." I'm like, "Well, that's a little bit odd." I mean, I can understand that he's got a big platform. He's got a lot of followers. He may not be able to
There's
respond.
economies of scale here, Robert.
I
He
don't know. I
can't
mean,
be expected to. How could you ever guarantee that in the affirmative? Someone his size.
right. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, because like the whole point with social media is okay. Now I'm getting into my thoughts about social media. The whole idea is that because it's a public platform and you're looking to gauge that if someone's gonna like have the trouble to follow you, that regardless of the economy scales, at least to show some sort of effort to follow back. And so I don't know. I mean, I understand that he's a big fish versus a little fish, but there's got to be some sort of commonality, or at least to reciprocate. So to me, like I always look at it as just try to find a way to be able to be mutual beneficial, not be one way. So I don't know. I mean, it got on my radar when I saw that type of interaction. Like, well, I understand you're a big fish, but still, I mean, if they're gonna like reach out to you, you gotta be able to show how you're gonna reach out back. Just
Well,
to
yeah,
be
but it's
fair.
not always 1-to-1. I mean, to expect a follow for follow for someone at that stature, that's a big ask. I mean, flip it around. Say you're Gary Vee. Like, if you were Gary Vee, you probably want to follow people who are killing it, who are influencers, who are moving the needle. If you were Gary Vee, would you want to flood your feed with everyone that followed you? Like, he would never, as Gary Vee, he would never be able to see the celebrities and the venture capitalists and everyone else that's in his. That's, I don't know.
True, but because some of the accounts, I'm pretty sure like Twitter does too, where you have a mute function, so that even though you follow them, you can mute the posts that you get with them. So at least if you're not being able to read, if you're trying to control the amount of feed there, at least you're showing support by following them, even though you may not be able to read them. But so I figured at least there's some give and take. So that I can understand though, but at the same
Aren't
time,
some of the platforms, and this is actually a question because I don't know, but aren't
okay.
some of the platforms like the ratio between who you follow and who's following you, doesn't that speak to your credibility? Like, as a celebrity, you want to you want 100,000 people to follow you, and you want to follow 6 people. Like, that's the golden ratio.
I'll
Is
do
that a
one
thing?
if you ever
That's
look
a
at.
question. I don't know.
I think it's more noticeable with celebrities than non-celebrities. So
Well,
to your
Gary
point,
is in every respect a celebrity.
but here's the ultimate this version where if you ever look at the Conan O'Brien's Twitter feeder, he has one person that he follows. Everyone else follows him, and it's the
Yeah.
funniest thing. I think when he first started his Twitter account earlier on, maybe I forget how many years ago, he made a joke where he's like he had like some sort of contest where he'll only follow one person, and that one woman that he follows, I think she's got like about like maybe like not 500,000, but it's something up there, just because like she's the only person that Conan O'Brien follows, and so it's taken the extreme, but that's I think it's almost like the ultimate, I don't know, you could say attainable benchmark that celebrities would like to have is just having one person they follow and then everyone else follows them. I mean, yeah, it's overkill, but I mean, it's almost like that's what I guess celebrities would try to follow. For me, I understand that you can only follow so many people, so uh,
I just know people have asked, how many people follow you on Instagram and how many are you following. Like they want to know both numbers because the difference between the two numbers means something to a lot of people. I think it's all bullshit. Like my Instagram, it's all the woodworkers. Like if you're not a woodworker or a metal worker, I probably don't follow you. And that's because when I go on Instagram, I only get woodworking, which is what I want. I don't want it now, there's a couple dozen accounts that aren't woodwork, but the vast majority is all the woodworkers because I like to be inspired by what people are making because I love creative people. As I said earlier, creative people are awesome.
Oops, I forgot to hit this.
Did I swear?
Well, you said bull.
I said what?
You said bull.
Oh.
I meant to bust that out, but I forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to hit that.
Oh, Portal's got to jump off. Thanks for stopping by, Portal. Steak and baked potato. Wow, yummy. I'm coming over to your house. I'll be right there.
Thanks for watching. But yeah, so. But yeah, I mean some of it's numbers game, some of it's just the lay of the social media landscape. But yeah, should be. Although next week should be interesting, that's for sure, and that's a slight teaser for next week's topic, which we won't go into, but something that Matt and I are involved next Tuesday. And I'll leave it at that.
Slap like now.
So, anyway, since I've exhausted my batteries and I've worn out my soapbox on the LinkedIn Live, we'll leave it at that. Matt, any other things? I don't want to leave you hanging if there's anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to talk about.
Oh, all good here.
Okay. Let me just take care of some admin stuff and we'll get out of here. Let me see. Where did I put that? Okay. If folks are interested in a... Is that right? Oh, yeah, okay. So if folks are interested in a verbose shout-out, you can follow episode 12, where Matt walks you through as to how you can sign up, where if you sign up for a mailing list, we'll be able to provide a shout-out there, and it looks something like this. Let me see if I can get that to work. Okay, you can get only so much of me shouting out like that. And then the links are in the description to learn more about that, or if you're ready to sign up for a shout out. And again, for folks that are looking for more information about how you can help or learn more about Black Lives Matter, there's blacklivesmatter.com and the NAACP.org. And as always, if folks are looking at ways to support the medical frontliners and hospitals, just click on the link description below for more information and how I can help create a live stream video for that. So I think that's everything. Matt, it's always a pleasure. And I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next week, but in greater detail, but it should be something, as they say.
Well, it'll be awesome, and we'll have fun doing it. So that's all I know.
So there you go, folks. So that's it for now for Most Wednesdays. This is Rob, and I'm here with
Matt.
So thanks for watching, and stay safe, everyone.